In the early hours of August 24th, Japan was rocked by two powerful earthquakes in quick succession, leaving behind devastation and chaos across wide areas. Emergency sirens echoed through major cities as panic gripped millions of residents. The first quake, measuring 7.2 magnitude on the Richter scale, struck off the country's eastern coast. Within seconds, skyscrapers swayed violently, roads cracked open, and subway lines came to a sudden halt. Residents rushed out of their homes, many still in their sleepwear. Live coverage from NHK and Fuji News showed entire neighborhoods plunged into darkness as power grids collapsed. Hospitals went into full emergency mode, treating injuries ranging from minor cuts to severe fractures. Less than an hour later, disaster struck again. A second quake, even stronger at 7.6 magnitude, hit a nearby prefecture, amplifying the destruction and confusion. The Japan Meteorological Agency issued an urgent warning, calling on residents to stay away from damaged buildings and brace for potentially dangerous aftershocks. Even Tokyo, far from the epicenter, felt the violent shaking. The iconic Shinkansen bullet train services were suspended, while major airports halted flights pending safety checks. International outlets like CNN and BBC reported overturned vehicles, collapsed wall, and terrified citizens flooding the streets. Several bridges and expressways sustained structural damage, complicating rescue efforts. In rural areas, traditional wooden houses suffered extensive destruction, while modern high-rises endured with only minor damage. Authorities also warned of landslides in mountainous regions where unstable soil could collapse at any moment. Emergency responders, firefighters, police, and the military were deployed nationwide. The Japanese Red Cross mobilized thousands of volunteers, delivering relief supplies and establishing temporary shelters in schools, gymnasiums, and community centers. Citizens were urged to prepare emergency kits with food, water, and medical supplies. On social media, millions shared shocking videos of skyscrapers shaking, glass raining onto busy streets, and fires igniting from gas leaks. The Japanese Prime Minister addressed the nation, assuring citizens that every available resource was being deployed for rescue and relief. Experts from NHK and Reuters emphasized that while Japan is one of the most earthquake-prepared nations in the world, the scale of these twin quakes was so severe that even veteran first responders were caught off guard. As night fell, affected communities braced for more aftershocks. Emergency lighting and backup power generators kept hospitals and critical infrastructure running. Recovery will take weeks, if not months, as rescue teams continue searching through the rubble. These back-to-back earthquakes are not only a natural disaster, but also a stark reminder of humanity's vulnerability against the forces of nature. Yet, in the midst of chaos, the resilience, solidarity, and calm determination of the Japanese people shine once again. Over the past few days, multiple cities and towns in Israel have been battling unexpected and intense urban fires that have ravaged residential zones, forests, and farmland. The fires have escalated quickly due to dry conditions and heavy winds, spreading across vast areas of the country. The fires first ignited in several locations, including Jerusalem Hills, northern Galilee, the outskirts of Haifa, and areas surrounding Tel Aviv. The situation worsened rapidly, forcing emergency responders to act immediately. Fire trucks arrived at the scene within minutes, but the powerful winds and extreme heat made it difficult for them to contain the flames. As a result, some buildings sustained significant damage before the fire could be fully controlled. Evacuation orders were quickly issued for high-risk areas, and sirens echoed throughout cities and towns, alerting residents to flee their homes. Thankfully, the early evacuations helped to prevent fatalities. Although several injuries were reported, medical teams treated individuals for smoke inhalation, burns, and other injuries sustained during the evacuation process. Firefighting efforts were immense, with over 1,100 firefighters, supported by 30 aircraft and helicopters, working tirelessly to battle the infernos. However, extreme weather conditions, including high winds and record-breaking heat, have made it incredibly challenging to stop the fires, which have been moving unpredictably. Meteorologists have suggested that a combination of severe drought, heatwave conditions, and strong desert winds, locally known as sharav, have fueled these massive wildfires. Some experts also speculate that human negligence or even arson could be responsible for some of the fire outbreaks, although investigations are still ongoing. Preliminary reports suggest that temperatures in the affected areas have reached over 43 degrees, 109 degrees, contributing to the quick spread of the flames. Unfortunately, no rain is expected in the coming days, and temperatures are forecast to remain dangerously high, which increases the likelihood of new fires starting. The environmental and infrastructural damage from the fires has been catastrophic. Over 25,000 acres of natural reserves and farmland have been lost, and wildlife has been devastated. The destruction has also severely impacted the local economy, especially in agriculture and tourism. Power lines have collapsed, roads are blocked, and communication towers in some areas are failing. The fires have overwhelmed local emergency services, forcing thousands of residents to evacuate their homes and seek refuge in safe zones. Temporary shelters have been set up in schools and community centers that are in non-affected areas. The government has declared a national emergency, and international aid is being considered to assist with the ongoing crisis. Countries around the world have expressed solidarity, offering support and resources to help with both firefighting and recovery efforts. Eyewitnesses described the fires as fast-moving and unpredictable, with one evacuee stating, "We heard the sirens, saw the smoke, and within 10 minutes the fire was at our backyard. We barely escaped with our lives." Local footage captures the terrifying speed at which the flames spread, consuming everything in their path. In this exclusive footage, you can see the massive fireballs tearing through forests and homes, and hear the heartbreaking evacuations of families as they rush to safety. This unfiltered disaster footage shows the true scale of the destruction and the human cost of this natural catastrophe. If you're in Israel, it's crucial to stay alert and follow all official safety instructions. Residents should stay indoors, avoid driving through smoky or blocked areas, and heed evacuation orders if issued. For people abroad, there are ways to help. Consider donating to emergency relief organizations providing aid to affected communities. Share this video to raise awareness of the crisis. Stay informed about the ongoing situation and pray for the victims and first responders who are working around the clock. This catastrophic event in Israel is just one of the many extreme weather-related disasters happening worldwide, and the combination of wildfires, heat waves, and flooding is becoming more common due to climate change. Governments are being called upon to do more to address the environmental crisis, from improving fire safety infrastructure to enforcing strict environmental protections to mitigate further damage.
Local.
In the broader context, Israel's challenges are compounded by political tensions and security concerns, particularly in light of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. While the country faces internal challenges, the international community's support and humanitarian aid are critical in helping Israel recover from the current disaster. The situation in Israel is dire, but the collective efforts of the government, emergency responders, and the international community are proving to be crucial in managing this devastating fire outbreak. As we watch the destruction unfold, the focus should remain on safety, preparedness, and long-term climate solutions to prevent future disasters of this magnitude. As recovery efforts continue, we will keep updating the public and offer guidance on how to best support those affected. Please stay informed through trusted news sources and local channels to follow the latest developments.
Nature doesn't send us warnings, but we can. Floods, earthquakes, wildfires, and storms are striking harder and faster than ever before. By subscribing, you are not just watching, you are joining a movement to stay alert, stay informed, and helps others to do the same. Hit the subscribe now because the next disaster won't wait, and neither should you. Be ready and be aware.